Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Wisdom Seekers University with your host, Urban Scholar. And today we're going to get into the topic of Colossians 2:8, Titus 1:14, about tradition, fables, demons, and geniuses. You know what I mean? And a little bit more. All right. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, tell people about the channel. And thank y'all for watching. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get to the topic. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the subject of discussion. Okay. So let's do this. So the first thing we're gonna get into, we're gonna go ahead and talk about tradition, right? But we're gonna cover these scriptures first. We're gonna go ahead and read over Colossians 2:8. So you guys can understand my premise when I look up these words, right? So it says, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. So it said, beware, okay? Watch out, be watchful, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men. Okay, so that means you're not supposed to go after follow the tradition of men, and you have to watch out not to be spoiled through philosophy and vain deceit. You know what I'm saying? After the rudiments of the world, like being like everybody else, and not after Christ. All right, so that's pretty self-explanatory. Now, Titus, it says, not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth. Not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth. All right, so let's get into some of these definitions right quick. So the first definition I'm gonna go ahead and go to tradition. So tradition is the transmission of customs or beliefs from generation to generation, or the fact of being passed on in this way. Okay, so it's the transmission of customs or beliefs. That's what a tradition is. And it told you don't follow the tradition of men. Okay, so now let's look at some of these synonyms. We got heritage, lore, folklore, and old wives' tales. Excuse me. Okay, I want to go down to the origin so you can see this. One of the, it says give a cross, right? So give something a cross, like give it up, deliver something, betray somebody, right? So tradition is dealing with betrayal and deliverance. Okay, giving the cross. So, a lot of times when they say this person was delivered and that person was delivered, you know what I mean? So I guess this is what they was delivered from. You know what I mean? Delivered from false doctrine and man's tradition and all that. You know what I mean? So this may have been the big betrayal as well. And so to give a cross, ironically, look at how that sounds. Give a cross. So instead of giving you the power, you were given a cross. You was given fables. You were given a story. All right, so let's keep going. So let's see what an old wives' tale is. An old wives' tale is a superstition or traditional belief that is regarded as unscientific or incorrect. Okay, a superstition. We don't do superstitions. Okay, traditional belief. We just read about what tradition was. So we know a traditional belief is the same thing as believing a story, believing a lie. All right. So it's regarded as unscientific or incorrect, like something that's not really proven and all that. Okay. So now let's go to the next definition. It's gonna be tales. Tales right quick. So a tale is a fictitious or a true narrative or story, especially one that is imaginative imagine, imaginatively recounted, imaginatively recounted, a fictitious or true narrative or story. All right, especially one that is imaginatively recounted. How can it be a true narrative, right, and a fictitious one at the same time, and an imaginary recount, right? So you see the synonyms as history, legend, fable, myth, romance, parable, account, report, okay, short story, slander, allegation, talk, a lie. All right, so falsehood, story, untruth, fabrication. So you see more times than none, they're basically saying that it's a falsehood. All right, but we'll let them try to slide that in there with the true narrative. You know what I mean? Or story, right? Especially one. This the part though. Especially one that is imagined. Okay, so it's a figment of the imagination. All right, so it's still dealing with too much falsehood for me. So now let's go to fable. So fable is a short story, typically with animals as characters, conveying a moral. Okay, a parable, a apologue, allegory. Okay, let's look at some of these more of these synonyms. Same things. We got myth, legend, saga, epic. Okay, a narrative, romance, fairy tale, story, tale, folklore, mythology. All right, tradition, old wives' tale, mythos, falsehood, fabrication, so on and so forth. You see, a whole lot of fake. Okay, most people know what a fable is. So, Jewish fables. What are the Jewish fables? Who were the Jews in the Bible and stuff like that? You understand? So that means if they were following the Abrahamic traditions, and these are the Abrahamic religions, are these the fables that we're speaking of? Are these the false doctrines? You know what I mean? The false prophets and all these people? I'm just saying. Hey, just look at it for what it is, you know, or not. It's up to you. All right, so let's go to mythology. Check out mythology right quick. So mythology is a collection of myths, especially one belonging to a particular religious or cultural tradition. All right, so it says religious or cultural tradition. So let's be careful, people. If you're out there in those religions, you have to make sure you're not following mythos. You got to do your research. Make sure you're not following false idols and all that, like the Israelites was doing, following all these different gods and all these pagan gods and offering all these incense and stuff like that. You know, to the queens of heaven and all this stuff. You know what I mean? And the bull gods, Molech, and all that. All these false Egyptian pantheons. You know what I mean? So, hey man, listen, y'all just gotta pay attention. Yeah, it said Moses was learned in in Egypt and all that. But you know, there's all these Egyptian gods and stuff that we're referring to. So as long as you guys understand the moral concept out of it and not follow it literally, then you just may be able to fly high. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, even if you're looking at it from its mythological aspect, and you still looking at that to actually help you, and I understanding that it's still referring to aspects of yourself, then you still may be a little lost. All right. So don't get too twisted and go from one belief to another. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. All right. So yeah, I think we went through everything in mythology. Yeah, it said, okay, a set of stories or beliefs about a particular person, institution, or situation, especially when exaggerated or fictitious. You see how they keep on they keep being sure to add in fictitious or exaggerated in what they're saying. You know how they in the other one they said imagined or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's just trying to let you know in every instance they can that it's not meant to be taken literal. All right. So that's pretty much it for the tradition deal and the fables. You know what I mean? So be careful not to be following these fables and traditions. So yeah, that was pretty much it, man. That was pretty much straight to the point. Pretty proud of myself that I went ahead and knocked this on out. And I hold y'all too long, you know what I mean? And I hope it was potent. And I hope that you guys was able to grasp what I said in a short amount of time. And yeah. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a bonus. Since I zipped through this so quick, I may as well go ahead and run down the rest of these things to you right quick. So now let's check out this real quick. See, because I want you guys to understand something. It's very important. So let's see. I'm gonna go and pull up another one for you. Check this out. As a matter of fact, man, man, I'm gonna go ahead and be cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and be cool, man. And gonna let y'all get out of here on this one. You know what I mean? Y'all just catch me back on the next round. But I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all get out of here for the day, since we're still on good time. And I definitely appreciate y'all, like always, you know what I'm saying, for staying down, staying real, coming through to holler at me to get your knowledge up. Hey man, and it is kind of late night where I'm at, you know what I mean? It's like on the 1 o'clock in the morning status, 11, 12, so it's kind of late, man. So my brain kind of like, going down on me, like body shut down. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But I got the main point across, about the Collegians 2 and 8 and the Titus 1 and 14. I pretty much but you know what? In actuality, I didn't, man. I might have to go ahead and do like I said I was gonna do, because I see in this topic, I ain't cover everything I said I was gonna cover, man. So I might have to go ahead and keep it 100, keep it trill, keep it real, do what I said I was gonna do. You know what I mean? So everything will be on point. But yeah, that's exactly what I want to do, man. I ain't really the type of person to be no liar. So let's go ahead and address it right quick, man. Real talk. So let's go ahead and get into Daemon. See what that is real quick. I'm trying to cheat y'all, man, and get on up out of here. But this stuff is important. I get a little boost of energy. I like talking about this stuff, man, because this is some pretty profound stuff. All right, so Daemon, in ancient Greek belief, is a divinity or supernatural being of a nature between gods and humans, an inner or attendant spirit or inspiring force. Now, I really want you guys to understand something, right? So it says the Daemon is a divinity or supernatural being, okay? And of a nature between gods and humans. So it's not a god and it's not a human. It's in between these two natures, okay? And it says it is an inner or attendant spirit or inspiring force. Okay? So that sounds like the Holy Ghost or whatever you want to call it, right? So some synonyms in it that caught my attention. Well, this one synonym in particular, because it seemed a little out of place, was demon. And I knew that demon and daemon was the same word, right? Now, in the second definition, it says archaic spelling of demon. Okay? So now, I was like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. And then I want to point out something too, is that, I don't know if many people notice this or not, But the word demon itself is not in the Bible. You know, we speak of demons a lot, but it's not in the KJV Bible. Now, the word devil is in the KJV Bible, so they use those interchangeably as a synonym or whatever. But the word demon is not in there. All right, so now we got genius, we got familiar spirit, we got genius loci, genius loci, numen, and demon. So let's go ahead and click on demon. Go ahead and get this suspense out the way right quick. Okay, it says an evil spirit or devil, especially one thought to possess a person or act as a tormentor in hell. All right, so now we understand that the biblical scriptures are basically traditions of men. So it's not meant to be taken literal. It's a mythos. It's a mythos, all right? So now, let me scroll down a little more. So now it says a cruel, evil, or destructive person or thing. All right, so that's like each individual person. Those are individual people. So now in 2, it says a forceful, fierce, or skillful performer of a specified activity. A forceful, fierce, or skillful performer of a specified activity. Okay, so this is the genius in you, the wizard, the expert, master, you know, stuff like that. So now, in the 3rd definition, it says another term for daemon. All right, so I read all this to get to this. Okay, so it's letting you know this word demon is also it also references this term daemon in the 1st definition. You see what I'm saying? In the 1st definition of the word, 1st sense of the word, which is the 3rd definition of the word demon. Okay, so that means the word demon has 2 aspects of itself. So it has the supposed evil aspect that everyone likes to relate to, and then it also has the aspect of the daemon, which is the spirit, which is the attendant spirit too, that's designed to actually help you. You know what I mean? So it's being used interchangeable. So that lets you know that this daemon can be used for good or bad, so to speak. And I must point out too that the word daemon is where the word demon comes from. So the primary use for the word demon was to be used in the sense of the word daemon. Okay, but I think doing the traditional, I wouldn't call, I'm not going to say that. But yeah, doing the traditional brainwashing or whatever that has been going on from generation to generation has been leading people to believe in this so-called demon or devil or whatever that's going to take you into hell, or when you're going to burn forever, because we were passing down these folklores and fables from generation to generation to where we lost the real meaning and understanding. That's just my personal opinion. That seems to not be so personal of an opinion. It seems to be get a little more towards stated fact. You know what I mean? Circular effect. If we circulate it and not have gaps in our parameter and bring it into a full circle, we'll clearly see that this is the case. Okay, so now coming down to the origin of the word demon, it gets us to daemon, which means deity or genius, okay? And then as time went on, we got the Greek word daemorium, which means lesser or evil spirit, okay? So this came later on down the line, this evil aspect of the genius daemon, okay? So now, since we said all that, let's go ahead and get to genius. Let's see if I have genius up here already. Boom. So now let's see what a genius is. A genius is exceptional intellectual or creative power. Is exceptional intellectual or creative power or other natural ability. okay? Exceptional intellectual or creative power or other natural ability, all right? So it's a person that is exceptionally intelligent or creative, either generally or in some particular respect, okay? A person regarded as exerting a powerful influence over another for good or evil. All right. So a person that has influence over a person for good or evil. So you can use your genius for positive or good. For positive or evil, or for good or evil, just like I was just explaining like a few seconds ago or whatever. So now, understanding that you can use this energy, however, right? Because genius is a synonym of the word daemon, which is also a synonym of the word demon. So we understand that this energy or this genius that we have could be used for our good or for our bad. All right. So another definition is the prevalent character or spirit of something, such as a nation or age. All right, and it's also very clever, or this is informal. I don't really like reading informal things. All right, so now the origin in Latin is generare, meaning to beget. Okay, meaning to like have something. You know what I mean, like to birth something, beget. This person begetted this person, that person begetted that person, according to the scriptures, right? And then you got attendant spirit present from one's birth, innate ability or inclination, right? So it says the genius is something that we have from our birth. You know what I mean? It's an attendant spirit, so it always attends us. It's always with us. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's saying. It's an attendant spirit. It attends to us all the time. That's how we living. It says it's present from one's birth, right? So this spirit, this attendant spirit has been present ever since we were born. This is like the word of God, the spirit of God that everybody's talking about. This is like your soul. You see what I'm saying? That everyone has. And it says innate ability or inclination. So you have like pretty much like unlimited ability. You see what I'm saying? I should look at the word innate, but it has to mean like, limitless. You see what I'm saying? All right, so let's read down. It says late Middle English from Latin, attendant spirit present from one's birth, innate ability or inclination. From the root of generare, meaning to beget, the original sense, spirit attendant on a person gave rise to a sense of a person's characteristic disposition, late 16th century, which led to a sense of a person's natural ability. All right, so it says in the 16th century, this word had became to be related to a person's natural ability, you know what I mean? Which came from the original aspect of it just meaning to beget, like to beget, like to have like your spirit, basically, like to have your spirit at birth, you know what I mean? This in a child, like this miracle of being born. That was basically the intended meaning of the word genius. You see what I'm saying? And then they turned it into having like a natural ability to do something, like basically like pitting someone else above another person. You see what I'm saying? Like I have more ability than you do, more natural ability than you do. You see what I'm saying? Or my natural ability to play basketball is better than your natural ability to play basketball. You see what I'm saying? So something like that. And they say, and finally, exceptional natural ability. So in the 17th century, so it lets you know it gradually became different. You see what I'm saying? The word gradually started to be used differently. So now we just see it as an exceptional natural ability that was developed in the 1600s. But before that, it was a natural ability, period, without the exceptional aspect. Okay, just saying it was just an ability everybody has, right? But natural ability meaning like he's just naturally good at this. He just has a natural talent or a natural nick or neck for that. Okay, or this or that. But the original meaning for it was just just innate ability or inclination, period. Like the person that got from their birth. You know what I mean? Like everyone just has the ability to do things, just spirit itself. That's how I'm digesting the information. Okay. All right. So Let's keep going right quick. Think we were the genius, think we were the devil already. Just might be finished. I can't remember if I went over mythology or not. Yeah, I went over all the other stuff earlier. So yeah, that's the main thing I really wanted to hear. I just wanted to show y'all the difference between this devil stuff. I showed you Daemon already. I know that for sure. I showed you Demon already, and I showed you Devil already. All right, so and I also showed you Genius. All right, so hey man, just peep game. That's all I'm telling y'all. Just read up on these definitions a little bit more. We're gonna later on down the line. I'm gonna go into you. I'm gonna run down this baguette deal to y'all. It's gonna be pretty heavy, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, yeah, it's gonna be pretty heavy. Y'all gonna be like, what kind of world that all these words mean this? Yeah, man, but start getting into the origin of the words, see where they coming from and all that kind of stuff. I know a lot of brothers be saying, hey man, you gotta look at it in Hebrew, you gotta look at it in this, all those things are very helpful, and believe me, I've circumvented all that stuff, you know what I mean? But I'm just trying to just show that you can break the codes within the language that you actually speak. You see what I'm saying? In the language that they actually speak, the people that wrote it, you know, and the people that gave it to us to, I guess, I wouldn't necessarily say to brainwash us, but of course it's definitely meant to deceive or be used in a certain way that's not always for our best benefit as a I don't really do the color deal and all that kind of stuff. Me or po community and all that stuff. I don't rock like that. All I'm really saying is get you a dictionary, start reading, and then you can stop casting blame on other people for your shortcomings. You know what I mean? That's really all I'm saying at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Because that's all it boiled down to. It just boiled down to the ability to make things happen on your own, you know, understanding that God makes a way for all men, you know what I mean? And he ain't gonna leave you hanging, especially if you understand that innate ability that's in you, that daemon that's in you, you know what I mean? You know, or whatever you wanna call it, that genius, that demon, you know what I mean? And the first definition aspect, hey man, but it's just good just run up on information like that, man. Then when you hear people using things in certain ways, or you know you hear them using certain words, it don't really have it don't have the sting. You know how I say, oh, Satan, where's the sting of death? You know what I mean? Or whatever he had said, you know what I mean? In one of those scriptures where it's talking about the sting of death, like, where's thou sting or whatever, like, man, you ain't did nothing. You see what I'm saying? You know, I'm still ticking. You know, out of all the things you to try to bring me through, all the things you to try to take me out on, you know what I mean? You know, I still came through it. You know what I mean? All the things that I've been through, I still came out on top at the end of the day. You know, and so that's how you want to see it. That's how you want to live your life. And let me quit blabbering, man. I just hate to shortchange y'all and cheat you out of information or whatever and knowledge, you know. But yes, it's been lovely, and I'm glad I finished the course and gave y'all everything that I said I was gonna give you. But yeah, man, I holler at y'all. Real talk. Peace. Everybody stay up. Keep doing what you always do. You know what I mean? Until next time, remember, subscribe, share, like, and thanks for watching. All right. Great day. I'll let y'all people. Peace.